Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of those questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad.
Hey guys, welcome to a segment of StepBack3 Sports Podcast. We are episode number 13. We got a lot of guests tonight, but before we introduce you the guest, we'll be telling you what we'll be talking about tonight. So we'll be talking about a lot of bonus materials, but the ones that we will talk about is we're gonna recap the NHL trade deadline, who won, who lost, who did well enough, who didn't do.
Who did fuck all?
Yeah, you can say that. And there's a lot of trades that happened that there was no point of doing it. And then we'll give our prediction for the Major League Baseball. And we'll predict if the LA Lakers are done. So
I don't think there's much prediction with that one.
yeah. So I'll introduce everybody. So introduce yourself, guys.
Okay, I'm going first then. I'm Scotty. Welcome back. And let's go.
Okay, I'm Mike Job. Welcome back.
I'm Henry.
I'm Shawn.
Here's the boys from StepBack3. Well, I'll start with Shawn, who will be telling you about the trades. Go ahead.
All right. One of the biggest trades that happened yesterday was the Vegas Golden Knights getting Mark Stone from the Ottawa Senators. The Senators got like a decent package back for him, but they could have done a lot better, in my opinion. Mark Stone ended up signing an 8-year contract extension after the trade. The Senators got Eric Brandstrom, Oscar Lindbergh, and a second-round pick in return. Another trade that happened for the Blue Jackets, they got a goaltender Keith Kincaid, they got Dzingel, and they got Matt Duchene, and I think McQuaid from the Rangers also. Who else made big moves? Predators got Wayne Simmons from the Flyers. The Bruins got Marcus Johansson from the Devils. The Winnipeg Jets got Kevin Hayes from the Rangers. Rangers got back prospect Brendan Lemieux. And they got multiple draft picks as well. And I don't know. Am I missing any more big trades that happened?
Well, there was a couple of trades before the deadline, like Matt Duchene and Matt Zuccarello.
Oh yeah, Zuccarello. Yeah, I missed. Yeah.
And then the funny thing is, Zuccarello got injured the first day he played with Dallas.
Yeah.
Pretty ironic.
Crazy.
And what do you think about like what Ottawa should do, like starting today? What do you think they should do now?
Well, I think they're gonna blow up basically their whole entire team now. So whatever,
Nuke the team.
yeah, they have to. They're gonna have to start fresh. That's what the Rangers are gonna have to do as well. They're gonna have to get rid of guys like Kreider. They're gonna eventually get rid of Zibanejad. So yeah, both teams have to basically restart.
Well, I
Do you
think like
think
both teams are in that awkward situation where it's like their only choice is to rebuild, but they're not in the best position to rebuild. So then they need to nuke the team, get as many picks as possible, and then start from there.
Yep.
do you think Ottawa will keep or trade Craig Anderson?
I think they'll probably keep him because as of right now, I don't think he has a lot of value right now. And plus, he's like up in age now, right? He's like 35 or 36, something like that.
I feel like he's one of the best in Ottawa, so I think he's gonna stay there too.
Now, my question for you guys is that how much longer do you think Lundqvist is gonna deal with this rebuild with the Rangers?
He's a good goalie. I think they should keep him, but Rangers management, like, they basically traded like a lot of good players, so I think
Rangers
they can
management's
build.
like the Packers. They just trade away. They just trade away and keep one good person.
True, but I don't know if they should keep him and build off Henrik, or they should trade him and get somebody for him. Because you can get somebody good for him right now. Because if they wait longer, he's gonna age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But only time will tell. So, what teams do you think was the right way because they didn't do trades, or what team do you think did too much at the deadline?
Um, I don't think there's a team that did too much, but like if I had to pick a winner of the deadline, I would say either Columbus or Nashville.
Yeah, Columbus. They were they were such a small market team, but now they have so much good players.
Now, do you think that let's just say if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, Columbus, does that mean Panarin's resigning or?
Uh,
Mm,
I don't know about that, to be honest, because
Yeah, 'cause
they were doing good, and Panarin still won it out.
Yeah, because they have Duchesne, Panarin, and Bobrovsky are all free agents after this season. So it makes me wonder, like, if they go far in the playoffs, are they all going to come back or are they going to leave?
Well, Bobrovsky's gonna resign for sure. Duchesne will resign if they do well, you know. But I don't know about Panarin, man. What do you think?
mm, I feel it's hard to pick a winner right now, just because we haven't had much time to see the impact that all the players have on their new teams. So I feel it's a lot easier to pick that near the end of the season or in like a couple weeks from now.
True. So I think the Leafs should have traded Jake Gardner at the deadline, which they clearly didn't do.
It clearly didn't.
Yeah, that was
He's
one shocking team to me. That they didn't really make any like trades.
one last question before we move on. Do you think Nashville has the right squad right now, or San Jose to go to reach the finals?
I'd probably pick Nashville over San Jose.
Yeah, they're very stacked. They have a lot of good players.
And they were very close last year. So
Yeah.
I feel they'll carry some of that momentum with them.
Yeah, I would go with Nashville as well because of their playoff experience in the past. Especially with Pekka Arena, having the experience in the playoffs. So I think they'll do better than the Sharks.
Yeah, I also go with Nashville because of their history.
Right. Let's move on. So I'll go. I'll like Shawn. Would you like to start your prediction for Major League Baseball?
Sure. All right. I'll start with AL East. Obviously, there's two powerhouses in that division, the Yankees and the Red Sox. I think that division is going to come down to the wire. Um, I'm a Yankees fan, but I guess I'm assuming you all know that I'm going to pick the Yankees to win the division. But I think they'll beat them like barely by maybe like 2 games, if that. My only concern for the Red Sox is that they don't have a bullpen right now. So like, they don't have Craig Kimbrell as their closer anymore. They lost Joe Kelly as their eighth inning guy. So they have problems in the bullpen. And the Yankees are just like built all around basically. They have a bullpen, they have a starting rotation, and they still have the lineup. Um, in the AL Central, I think we all could agree on the Cleveland Indians. They'll probably run away with that division. Just one team to watch out for in that division this year, I think, is the Twins, because they just got Marwin Gonzalez. They signed Nelson Cruz. They traded for C.J. Cron. So they got a lot of, better hitters in that lineup. The AL West is definitely going to the Astros. I don't see anybody competing with the Astros in that division. Uh, Heading over to the National League, the National League East is a tough one for me. There's the Mets, the Braves, the Phillies, and the Nationals that are competing for a division title. I would go with, if the Mets starting rotation is healthy, that's a big if. I think they could win the division. But if if let's just say DeGrom gets hurt or something like that, then I think the Braves will end up winning that division. The NL Central will be the Brewers. Team to watch out for in that division is the Reds. They got a lot of good pieces. They got Matt Kemp, starting pitcher Alex Wood. They got Yasiel Puig. So the Reds look like they have a decent team. You can't forget about the Cardinals and the Cubs in that division as well. So that's going to be a tough one. And the NL West is really just the Dodgers winning that division. I don't see anybody else. Colorado is going to be a good team also, but I don't think it's enough to win the division.
What do you think about Pittsburgh doing?
They're still rebuilding, so they're not going to be in contention for a while.
How about them Blue Jays? Talk
Oh,
about them in like the next
Ask
few
me in
years.
oh my God,
ask me in 5 years.
it's unbelievable. They have the brightest future, that team.
And by the way, Tulowitzki, even though it's spring training, he hits a home run at his first at bat against the Jays.
Yeah, I
That
saw
was
that. That was
funny.
crazy.
It's a glitch.
He's just like, yeah, no, it felt pretty good. They're the club that basically told me I couldn't play anymore. That's not the exact quote, but that's more or less what it was.
And they had a decent team, man, with Joey Bats, Edwin, all the
Well,
good,
they're all
good
gone.
boys.
The boys. The
They
boys.
went to back-to-back division championship games.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think Bryce Harper's going to land?
I don't know.
I want to say, as of right now, I'll go with the Dodgers.
He's been getting a lot of offers.
Where do you want him to land?
Padres. What about you?
What do I think or what do I want? Because I'm not sure.
The best for him. I don't know the best fit for him, but I think he should go to San Diego.
San Diego is an interesting spot for him because if he does go there, then we all know that Machado's there now, so that would bring a lot of attention to the Padres if Harper would sign there.
Mm-hmm. But guess we'll have to wait. We're gonna have to wait a while.
But how do you feel about him taking this long to sign with the team, though? It's almost March, and he's still undecided where he wants to play.
I feel it's a make up your mind. Because when you leave to go to free agency, you should have an idea of where you want to go.
Exactly, yeah.
And I can get waiting towards the end of free agency just to see how everything else plays out. But now you're just kind of trying to take all the attention for yourself.
Yep. We saw that with Machado, too. It was taking Machado forever. You heard all the rumors with him going to the Yankees, the White Sox, the Phillies. And just all of a sudden, he just finally gets that, big contract from the Padres. It's really? You couldn't get that contract earlier
It's
in the
just if you wanted, you could have got that contract a month earlier.
Exactly.
You holding out from signing isn't going to increase your value at all.
For some reason, I think that they both think that they can get $400 million contracts for some reason, but no one's going to do that.
Exactly. Not yet, but still. It's going to be a few years before anyone really wants to give $400 million.
They should give Eli Manning $300 million.
To what?
To retire.
Oh, to retire? Oh, to retire? Oh, yeah.
I'll give him any amount of money to retire.
Give him anything to retire.
I think Manny is going to be the richest free agent in the entire American team sports.
The history of American team sports. 40-year-old Eli Manning. Hey, don't.
$300 million. Man.
Do any of you watch Gridiron Heights?
No.
Yeah, I've watched it before.
Did you see the final episode for this season? And it's so funny because Eli walks out of the house. He's like, "Okay, G-Man, you ready for another off season?" And then there's a basket with a baby Kyler Murray, and with a car that says Kyler Murray, and then it's just I'm Kyler Murray, a little football baby, and then Eli Manning's just I can't be a mentor. I'm 38 years young. Really funny. You should watch it.
But seriously, though, he can't start anymore. I love Eli. I'm a big Giants fan, but he won his 2 Super Bowls. It's time for him to get out. That's it.
Time for him to just fuck right off.
Is he actually a free agent after this upcoming season?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he is. But just the problem is that the Giants have, I want to say they owe what is it, 13 million this year or something like that for his contract.
But for sure, they're drafting a quarterback in the first
Oh yeah,
round.
have to.
Oh, if they don't, I think every Giants fan should just become a Jets fan.
I would wear a Sam Darnold jersey because the next day, if the Giants don't draft a quarterback, I would wear a Sam Darnold jersey.
All right, so at the end of the first day of the draft, and the Giants don't pick a quarterback, you better order a Sam Darnold jersey immediately.
Oh yeah. Oh my
Well,
God! There's no
the question,
way they can mess that up though. They have plenty of options at pick 6. No way that you can say there's no quarterback available because there's plenty.
the question is, who do you got?
Oh, because if you look at
Giants.
most of the teams that are picking ahead of them, they don't really need a quarterback. Because the Cardinals drafted one in the first round last year. So I feel it's too early to give up on them.
But
The Raiders are interesting. The 49ers, they don't need a quarterback.
so who do you think
Jets don't need a quarterback. Bucks, I got no fucking clue. Giant, and then it's the Giants, then Jags. So
But what player you think is gonna go first overall?
I feel Nick Bosa.
Oh yeah, definitely Nick Bosa.
Because the Cardinals, I think they run a 4-3, and Nick Bosa is like 4-point stance edge rusher, so he'd fit perfectly.
So you guys think Giants gonna draft Dwayne Haskins?
I think so. Yeah.
I would personally like it better if they drafted Kyler Murray.
I don't have anything against Murray, to be honest with you. So if they would draft him, instead of over Haskins, I wouldn't mind that. So.
Yeah, exactly. But the one thing is, I think, the most interesting part of the combine is going to be, Kyler Murray. His measurements, height, weight, hand size, etc.
Oh yeah,
So,
it'd be fun to watch.
But Kyler Murray, I think he's gonna go to Oakland. They're gonna draft him.
I hope not. Because that'd be pretty bad for him because he left the Oakland A's to enter the draft.
So is it true
So he gets drafted. So he gets drafted in the first round in the MLB draft by Oakland, and then the NFL draft by Oakland.
But do you think is it true that Murray plays wide receiver as well as quarterback?
I've never heard of it.
I never heard of that either.
He won the Heisman as a quarterback.
Yeah, but I heard that on NFL Network. They were talking about it. They said he's like an off quarterback. He can play wide receiver as well.
Teams want to convert him to wide receiver.
Yeah, if they want
what the Patriots did with Edelman.
Yeah.
I don't see it. If you take him in the first round, he's going to play the position he played in college. So, what would you value more in a quarterback, height or hand size?
Hand size.
Definitely hand size.
Hand size.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't discount height, but really, I mean, you got to know how to throw, though.
You gotta be able to grip the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was watching the Rich Eisen show, and it's you can get around height disadvantages, with Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, and Baker Mayfield.
I mean, you have to be
able
able to see
to
when
take.
you're throwing it.
Yeah, well, they're able to like take and use their footwork in the pocket to get throwing angles.
Yeah.
But I think it was like with Marcus Mariota where he has small hands and had a fumbling issue in college because of his small hands. That kind of carried over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot easier to teach footwork than how to grip a football with tiny hands.
So does that mean Kawhi Leonard should play in the NFL?
What?
What?
Yeah, 'cause he has
How big
big
are his hands?
His hands are huge.
No, Shaq should play in the NFL, man.
Shaq should have been. Zion Williamson should be a defensive end.
LeBron James should be in the NFL. But they joined the NBA instead, right?
Yeah.
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 You never know. If the Lakers are done, he might get drafted in the NHL. Or he might go back to Cleveland. Who knows? Or go
Signs
to
with the
Miami.
Browns.
Miami.
Signs with the Browns or Dolphins.
LeBron James.
No, just to really stick it to Cleveland. Sign with like Baltimore or Cincinnati or Pittsburgh.
What about J.R. Smith?
Knowing J.R. Smith, he'd probably end up going to like he'd go to the Giants to play quarterback. I'm pretty sure he'd do a better job than Manning right now.
Well,
I think
gonna get.
Well, I think he'll just follow wherever LeBron goes and prove LeBron again.
He's gonna join LeBron.
Okay, so then LeBron goes to the Giants or the Jets and just says he goes to New York, and then knowing J.R. Smith, he'll pick the other New York team.
No, and then LeBron will call the
Shit.
that plays on the defense side, and he'll be like, hit J.R. Smith so hard for wrecking my 51-point game.
Just absolutely crack block him. That'd be funny to see.
J.R. Smith flying.
J.R. Smith crying.
Just getting tossed. It's like, bro, I thought we were on the same team.
I didn't know the score.
You're a shooting guy.
I thought we were up.
I thought we were up. That's funny.
That was the highlight meme of last year. I don't know if anything's gonna top it.
J.R. Smith choking, and George Hill choking the free throw.
Yup.
Yeah, it was really bad.
But never forget the Falcons.
Oh yeah, that was the best.
So
So the question I have for you guys, are the Lakers done?
I saw this one video on Instagram just like with LeBron playoff mode activated. He's just standing there not playing any defense. It's pretty funny. He's just standing there. Like the ball goes right by him, he just stands there.
LeBron
Like
doesn't
Safari in NBA 2K18?
No, hold on. Wait,
So,
why would they be done though? Why? Like, can they
Because
just?
they're like 10th in the West right now.
No,
And they're below
11.
500.
They're 11.
Alright, they dropped even more. They're still below 500 though.
Can anyone explain to you what happened to them against Memphis? They looked
Yeah.
really awful.
I saw the highlights, man. That was disgusting.
They looked really bad. I don't know what the hell happened.
I got no
picture
clue.
of J.R. Smith on the Jumbotron.
I don't know. Lakers, I don't think they're in contention.
But you know, I don't. Who can they like bring in just to bring themselves up again?
I don't think they can do anything this year.
I don't know, man. We'll see. But I don't think they're going to make it. If they push hard, maybe they can get the 8th spot or 9th.
If you know
Maybe they
LeBron
just
plays some defense.
survive it.
Defense, yeah.
play some defense.
If he does, maybe
Yeah.
they have a chance, but I don't think so.
Otherwise, hell no.
No. They gotta change their defensive settings, you know?
Yeah, the problem also is that he doesn't have like a lot of scores on his team also, so that's another
Well, because
problem.
that's what you're supposed to do with LeBron. Give him shooters. Like, get him people who can shoot the three. And then. Because that's what they did in Miami. That's what
Well,
they
they
did in
have-
Cleveland.
They
And
have
then they
Kuzma.
didn't. And then they didn't. Okay, but that's one person.
Lonzo Ball.
Sign LeVar.
No, put J.R. Smith back in the Lakers.
No, I'd rather them signing Joe Johnson or Carmelo Anthony.
Oh yeah,
Sign
Carmelo.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. That'll be funny.
I'd love to see a picture of him like next to like Dirk or someone. That would be hilarious.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart trying to play defense on Dirk. That would be hilarious to see.
Yo, man, you're so tall.
Kevin Hart. Yeah, Kevin Hart should be in the NBA. Yeah. How tall is Kevin Hart? It's like 5 feet. 5 feet.
5 foot.
The guy looks short. Let me just look him up.
Rob-
Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Bro, he's a comedian. He'll stay a comedian.
You should just stick with that.
Yeah.
Based on your opinion, who's the best comedian?
Oh, that's a good question.
Pat McAfee.
1.63 meters. Oh,
All right,
who's the
can we
best
get like
comedian?
can we
Russell
get a
Peters.
conversion?
I don't know if you guys know Russell Peters, like a Canadian comedian.
Russell
I think
Peters
he
is
stopped
trash,
with-
man.
No way, man. This is the guy who says shit
I
that are
don't
really
think his
funny,
shit is funny, man.
unfiltered. He says it unfiltered, man. He doesn't care like what he says, you know. He doesn't
Right.
care if he swears. It's just funny, you know. Like
It's
he's like
majority
the
sexual
one,
content, man. That's it.
the one comedian doesn't have like laugh tracks. Him and Louis C.K. I think Louis C.K. is like the best all time. Like he could just make a joke so effortlessly, like you know this guy's been around the business for a long time.
He
Like
he knows what he's doing.
he knows his stuff, but he just seems like he's just saying what's on his mind.
But do you see Russell Peters, like being an actor, like in movies and shit?
Yeah,
he
he'd
has
be a
a
good
Netflix
actor.
show, yeah.
I
Like
was even doing that.
Indian
What do
policeman or
you
something.
think, Shawn?
Have you guys ever listened to Sebastian?
Oh yeah, I heard of him sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's pretty good.
Oh, Sebastian's. Yeah, he's funny. Me, I like Kevin Hart. He's a pretty funny guy. I've seen a lot of his shows and stuff. So
And his movies too.
Have you
His
seen
movies
Cold
are
as
funny.
Balls?
He's an
Every
actor,
movie Kevin Hart
comedian.
is.
He does a lot of shit, you know. So
Yeah, and Ride Along is very good at it.
yeah,
You know, I mean, he goes to practices with the Los Angeles Rams.
he plays sports too. Like what the hell, man? He does
Like,
everything.
He's
Very-
I don't know how he doesn't.
He's like Chris Brown, man. Fucking rapper, singer,
Everything.
everything.
Everything, yeah.
Except for his past when he beat Rihanna, but whatever.
We
Dude,
don't
that's
talk
like
about that.
it's like 10 years ago, man.
Yeah, that's a long time
That's
ago.
time ago.
Yeah, he's rich now, man. He shouldn't care about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. The internet never forgets.
Never.
It
forgets,
really
man.
doesn't.
It doesn't.
It's horrible.
It's horrible when it happens to you, but it's amazing when it happens to anyone else.
Oh yeah, no,
I feel that's the case with a lot of things.
yeah,
But
yeah. Like if it happens to you, you'd regret being on the internet. in the first place.
Yeah.
Like if you did something like unintentionally and people don't like it on the internet, it's gonna it's gonna backfire on you.
Especially if you're popular.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that makes it much worse.
Yeah.
Much worse.
Celebrities, man.
Shit.
Yeah.
You're so fucking privileged, man. Privileged people that pretend for a living, man. Fuck. I mean, when they were kids, they played pretend all the time, and one of them is like, "Hey, how about we pretend for a living? We pay to pretend to be something else or somebody else that we never ever become. And we get paid millions for it." Oh shit! Like they just played pretend to a whole new level.
Oh, yeah. So, do we have any bonus topics,
Uh,
Mr. Charbel?
what do you, well, I wanted to ask Shawn, what do you think about the them legalizing marijuana in Canada?
Oh,
We've talked about that so many times.
yeah,
We're
we
still
did.
talking about that. Oh my god!
Yeah.
He wants another opinion.
It's another. I think we've all given like 4 opinions each.
Yeah.
Who smokes pot, man? Like
A
who here
lot of people,
smokes
man.
pot? No, which one of us smokes pot?
I don't.
Well, definitely you, Mike.
I mean, it's legal in Canada. I can smoke it. Plus, I'm over 19. But I don't smoke it, though. Okay, Scott, take it away. What's your opinion?
I've already given my opinion like 3 times on like
No
3
way.
separate
We're asking
episodes.
Shawn.
Take it
Hey,
away.
Shawn, what about you, man? You live in Long Island. It's not legal there, right?
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. So what do you think?
But anyway, I want to tell you this. I live in an apartment complex in Lake Grove. So like in my building, oh my God, there's so many people that fucking smoke weed. It's crazy. The building fucking reeks all night. Oh my God, it's really bad. You you have cops like sitting outside, like in the parking lot, sitting there for like an hour, trying to bust somebody.
Shawn, at
Crazy.
least you can smell fresh air. Come up to Canada, and the whole air is filled with marijuana, bro.
It's
And
fucking
cigarettes.
out on Long Island though. It's crazy. Oh my God.
Damn.
Oh shit! I think if they made it illegal for in California to smoke pot, I think the whole population of California are gonna migrate to Canada, or maybe they're gonna come as refugees. I'd like to claim as a asylum. Why? They took my weed.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Sorry for your loss.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, Joe. Does that answer your question, man?
Joseph.
Does that answer your question for the 5th time you've asked it?
I think we should wait until we see like the real the damaging effects of like marijuana, like countrywide, just so we can have a better opinion about it. I mean, it's only been legalized for like how long now? It's like 3, 4 months. Yeah, 4 months.
Yeah.
But as of right now, isn't like Josh Gordon's are still like our test dummy right now.
Oh shit! I think that we had this mayor in Toronto. There used to be a mayor who smoked pot. I think his name was like Rob. Yeah, there. Yeah, yeah,
Doug Ford?
yeah. No. I think his brother Rob Ford used
Oh,
to
Rob
smoke.
Ford.
Yeah, he used to smoke pot in Toronto. Yeah. When he
It's
was
true.
mayor.
He
Yeah,
did.
he did.
Can't confirm.
Any more questions, Joe?
You guys wanna talk about something?
Oh, I wanted to mention something. Who do you guys have win in the MVP this year in basketball?
Ooh.
Oh, good question.
Who do I think is going to
I
win, and
got-
who do I think deserves it?
Who do you think deserves it?
I would say Paul George.
What?
He's
Paul
he's
George?
argued. OKC.
No.
He scored 14 points against the Sacramento Queens.
Well, he's also arguably the best defender in basketball right now.
But he's arguably the most overrated.
PG?
Okay.
So I
But in
think,
all honesty, I think it's going to go to James Harden again.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yep.
I think
James.
it's gonna be I think it's gonna be Giannis, but the person who deserves it is James Harden.
Yeah, James Harden's on a streak. 30-point streak.
Yeah, he's balling.
No, but it's over now.
So
What about
Wow.
Stephen Curry?
Steph's Curry, he's been injured a lot, so you can't. You can still have him as a nominee.
Or
but
Kevin Durant?
no. He doesn't deserve nothing. He's a cupcake.
you don't deserve shit.
Cupcake. Russell Westbrook, maybe?
Nah.
No, he's not averaging triple doubles anymore, though.
Yeah, he is. He's averaging 25 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists.
But he's in contention for MVP.
Maybe.
Who do you guys not want to win the finals?
Not want
Yeah,
J.R. Smith.
in NBA.
the Warriors. I don't want them to win at all. Want them to choke first round.
Get swept by the Lakers.
I don't think that's gonna happen, man.
No,
You
it's
do
not
know the
gonna
Lakers
happen.
need to actually make the playoffs for that to happen.
Yeah, but the Lakers can contend with the Golden State Warriors.
I don't think so.
Well, they kind of beat him by like 20, 30 points. The first time they
Yeah,
saw each
but-
other.
They have to make the playoffs though. Like, they don't make the playoffs, there's nothing happening. And I say we leave it at that.
Shawn?
Don't you
What
guys think that they should move on from Luke Walton now? I think they should move on from him, right?
Fucking trash coach, man.
Well, here's the thing. He's a great defense you can teach, and the Lakers were top 10 defense, and I think might still be or might be outside of top 10. Hardly. You can coach defense. Free throw percentage is crap, but you can't coach that. You can't coach how to make free throws.
That's the team, man.
It's just a team. It's like Shaq. Shaq practiced, but he just couldn't fucking hit it.
He was a good post player, though. He can post up because he's big.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want Warriors to win either, man. It's getting annoying.
We need the Raptors to win.
Raptors. Oh, yeah, Raptors and Sixers.
You,
Philadelphia.
you want the Raptors to win?
What about
I
Philadelphia?
hope they play.
Philly.
The process
Philadelphia,
isn't
they're
really
aight.
working.
No, I can't wait for the Raptors versus the Sixers in the finals. Oof. That's going to be crazy.
What about the Bucks?
Nah. The reason they're good in the season is because their length and their strength. But I think come playoff time, they're gonna have to start shooting more threes.
I would put the Bucks ahead of the Sixers in the conference championship. That's just me.
Oh yeah,
All right. So leave it there.
we'll leave it at that.
So, thanks for coming in, guys. It was a good podcast. Well, that's it for Step Back 3. Make sure to check us out on Anchor, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, on Spotify as well. The description of this episode will be on all social media. Make sure to like it, share it to your friends and family, and hopefully, if you're interested, you can come on in as a guest. So, the DJ Joe, I'm signing out.
Henry signing out.
Mike signing out.
Scotty signing out.
Shawn signing out.
I and keep up the good work. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.